people who are viewing us, you are seeing where we are. We are in Ginger, and we are at PMM Girls School for Girls. So, a lot and a lot will be revealed by the HM. The good thing we are with her. She will be telling us a lot and a lot. Thank you. Keep viewing. Those who are on YouTube, please don't forget to look for this story. It is a big story and good one. Those who are on TikTok, those who are on Instagram, those who are on the Twitter, I think you are following. Keep following wherever we go. Thank you. She's going to reveal everything at school, how students performed, the development of the school. You remember the surges that was at school. That one, now it is no more, and she will be telling us more. Thank you very much. I remain Farouk Tesji.
Yes, I am Grace Akwango, Mrs., the head teacher of PMM Girls School that is located in the middle of Ginger City, just about 1 kilometer away from the city center. This school is the only girls' school, by the way, that is a day single sex girls' school. Most of the other schools are boarding girls' school. So we offer education to girls who are day scholars, but we also have a hostel section where the girls that come from far can reside. But we are registered as a day school, and it's the only girls' day school in East Africa. It started way back in 1958. It was started as a school that was meant to educate the Indian community girls. You know, the Indians don't like their girls mixing up with the boys. Then later on, along the way, they incorporated the other races. So we are now community which incorporates all the other races. I want to thank Fatways TV for looking for us and bringing us into the media. The school, in terms of performance, is not doing bad. It's performing averagely well. When I look at it in performance, it is growing. From the last 5 years, we have continuously improved on the first and second grades, and the third and fourth grades are reducing in number. That means we are heading for the best. In the recently released UCE results, we were able to score at least 15 of our girls managed to get first grade, and 30 were in second grade. Then third grade were 24, and then fourth grade were 20. Now, these are girls that we admit from PLOE when they have got second, third grade, fourth grade. But when they come to PMM Girls School, because of the mentorship that we give them, the attention that we give them, the support that we have from the parents, the faith that the parents put in their children, the girls get motivated and they become confident in themselves. And you'll find someone coming in PMM Girls School with a third grade becoming a first grade in UCE. And that is very good. And I want to encourage most of you, please, when you're in Ginger, pass by and visit PMM Girls School. You will love the environment. By the way, it is a school that really supports the humble community. within town. And when you come to our school, even our school fees is humble in nature. And that is us as PMM school. In the recently released results, once again, out of about 3,360 schools, we managed to become in the position of 985. Competition is not easy, but we are steadily growing, and our target is to be among the best, at least 500 by next year. And we are very sure and very hopeful we shall get there because we have a supportive community. The insurgency that the presenter talked about did not affect us in any way. It did not. The school has moved on in the most unbelievable way. We have continued to operate normally, and we are there. Yes, we are there. We have developments taking place in our schools. Our structures are being improved. Actually, we have the most old structures, but we maintain them and they are up to date. I think even our football pitch, we have a football pitch in this girls' school which can accommodate almost all games. It's very wide, but it is the best in Jinja district. That actually, even most clubs love training from it. And that is something good. We have projects we do carry out in our gardens. We have gardens. We have land where the girls go and do some productive crop growing in their lessons, especially their agricultural lessons where they do crop husbandry, and they learn new skills, new life skills that is good for their own personal benefit in future and also in their homes. So we expose our girls a lot, especially in co-curricular activities. I think those are just a few trophies which we have put there. There are very many. By the way, last year our girls were the best in the science fair, in chemistry, in the Eastern region, and they are going to represent the Eastern region this year at the national. So the girls are well exposed. They participate in most of the national activities, regional and national activities, and actually they don't participate, they compete favorably. And usually they come out, you can see the office is full of certificates. When if the cameraman can just turn on them, they always come when they are winners or at worst runner-ups, and they have the confidence in them. And that is the beauty of bringing the confidence in the girl, to make the girl believe that success is always around when you go for it. So I want to thank you very much for listening to me, and I want to say, please, if you want to find a home for your girl, bring your daughter to PMM Girls School. It will groom your child to your expectations. You will not regret. Thank you so much.
What could be the challenge you have already faced? The challenge?
The challenges that are faced in this school basically are I told you the children mainly come from a humble background. So the children face a very big challenge when it comes to remittance of school fees. But that one we solve it by making work plans with parents on how they can pay these school fees until they come to the completion of the fees, at least by the end of the term. And that's the beauty about the school. The child remains in school. And I want to thank my dear parents. Those parents are really so nice. They come, you draw a plan with them, and they fulfill. I haven't had a parent who is that stubborn, draws a plan and disappears. That is how we have managed to move on with this challenge of school fees. Maybe, you know, being a day school, you have a challenge of interaction. In a boarding school, you can keep your students enclosed and monitor them 24/7. But in a day school, you only have less than half a day with them, then you release them out. So they have more challenges that they face outside there. So you can release the girl this evening, tomorrow she comes when she's a different person, because along the way she could have been diverted also. But those are the challenges in day schools. It's not only in PMM Girls School. But we try to make sure that we make them aware of what is outside there. And we empower them to handle the challenges as they come. We have a counseling section that is headed by a trained counselor. So whenever our children really have very serious and sensitive challenges, they are helped through the counseling sessions, and then where need be, she forwards them for further management.
Many schools have faced a challenge in the new curriculum. Are you okay with it?
The new curriculum.
If yes, how is it going?
The new curriculum was a mystery initially. But with the continual professional development programs that were set by NCDC, Ministry of Education, teachers have been exposed to many workshops, and that built confidence in them. They don't have much challenge that I would say. They are really trying to implement what they ought to implement. The only challenge they have is that they don't know the nature of assessment that is going to, the nature of the items that are going to be exposed to these learners come end of year. Remember, this is the year when they're going to sit for their first exams, and nobody seems to know how these items have been set. Everybody is, they have been trained how to handle the curriculum. Okay, but they don't have sample assessment items that has been common with the previous assessment, where they would do, you would get a set of questions, you see how it flows and how you can approach it, and then you guide the learners along the way. That is the biggest challenge now facing us. We are now waiting for this first set. When they sit, it will also add more value to our understanding of how things are done in the new curriculum. But on the delivery side of it, they have been trained on how to deliver, and that is how the teachers are delivering. How are we working in sciences? How do we perform? Actually, our A-level class is always the largest class in sciences. I have a very good team of young men who handle sciences. I'm a teacher of chemistry myself. So we network and see that we deliver to the best of our abilities. And the girls love the sciences. Always my arts class is smaller in A-level.
Okay. Then how about on the issue of paying scientists? A lot of money and arts.
Yes,
isn't it affecting your school?
You know, when a change takes place and you cannot, it is beyond your control, the best way you can address it is to embrace it, or else you get more stressed. My teachers accepted their fate, the arts teachers, and they settled. They are working. They're not giving me any trouble with as far as their profession, teaching, is concerned. The scientists are also teaching. I don't have that conflict that you are a scientist, I am an artist. No, it is not there. That boundary is not there. It's not there. Nobody talks about how much who gets. When they come to school to work, and that is it. And that is it. We are very well informed that the government will be increasing this money in phases. So we are waiting for the phase. Even the science head teachers and deputy head teachers have not yet got their enhancement. This is only about the science teachers who are not in administration. So the pain is not only for the arts, even it is there for the administrators. But we are professionals. We are working with the hope that our time will come.
Okay. Then, being a mother and being a teacher, don't you face a challenge in girls, though it is your profession?
I have taught in both settings.
Yeah.
Mixed settings, single settings, actually single boys schools and also single girls schools. The difference between single girls, single boys and the mixed setups are kind of self-building. You find, because of the presence of the other opposite sex, there is a way the sex, let me say, like the girls will tend to behave in a certain way that they don't want to get embarrassed because the boys are there. The same applies to the boys. Are you getting it? But when you are in a purely single school, whether it is a boys' school or it's a girls' school, they can dare go a mile and try to challenge a situation. They, you know, like in a girls' school, okay, you can find spontaneous reactions coming up because nobody is there for them to fear or to make them feel ashamed. And that's the same applies to boys. That's why it is easier to have strikes in single sex schools than in mixed schools. But anyway, with being teachers professionally, we are trying to handle them. You can arrest the situation before it goes beyond. All I can say about the girls schools is girls are very vulnerable. Are you getting it? They are like the weaker species, as the Bible puts it. Okay, so they like to be liked. They like to be liked. They are like, they don't have that. They expect when they come to school, there is that family love that is shared at home. So you continue nurturing it as they come to school, then they will love the school. If it is in a boys' school, they learn to face challenges. They learn to, can I say, they willingly go head on challenges that they face. This is the government school, government-aided school. We have enough structures where the girls, where lessons are conducted. The environment itself is very conducive. They can even choose to have lessons outdoors. They can choose to have lessons indoors. The teachers are enough. Now, with the recent recruitments of teachers, they have been deploying. We have already got, they're filling in the gaps. I must not say I have challenges in the teaching gaps. Being a school in the city, it will be a priority for a teacher to come and fill that gap than go to maybe a very far place. It will be, actually, they will be happy to be here. So I always get teachers coming to look for places, transfers and all that. In case any gap falls vacant, like teachers do retire, then they go, immediately I get a replacement. At least when I got the ministry, I'm given.
What could be your last message to the parents, to students?
I want to thank the parents for their commitment to their children. I also want to thank them for, first of all, choosing this school to bring their daughters here and trusting us with their daughters. And I want to encourage them to believe in their girls and give them that confidence. There is nothing a girl cannot become, and there is nothing a girl cannot do. We normally tell these girls that anything you want to become, you will become, as long as you work towards it. Because nothing comes easy. You must work towards getting what you want. So I also want to thank Fatways TV. Thank you for coming around this area and interacting with our nice environment, interacting with our nice community, our nice people. And outside there, PMM exists. PMM is a school that actually was named after the grandmother of the Madvani group of companies. So those are our members of our foundation. It's our foundation body, and we are here to grow. By the way, it is not. We do not. We did not subscribe to a particular faith, like whether Catholic, Protestant. No, we allow all these faiths in. And when it comes to prayer, we respect prayer time. The Muslims go for their prayers, Catholics go for their prayers, and then the Anglicans. Each category is managed by a teacher that manages that faith. So people are comfortable in their faiths when they come to this school. We don't force you to go where you don't belong. We insist on those three. Our fee structure is not so complicated. For those who want to bring the children to this school in boarding section, about just 650,000 shillings, and you'll be in the boarding section. This school is around 445 when you're just entering, but continuing we are at around 350, and you will get quality education. You'll get quality education with that amount of money. Actually, their parents who didn't believe, so they came here to find out. After that list came where schools have 3 million, 3.5, and I am saying my school fees is 650. They couldn't believe, because what they get here is what they get in those schools. So our fee structure is very friendly, very, very friendly.
That is what is going on in Parliament of Uganda, of which they are talking about the way how you hike fees to parents. And I've heard this PMM is not like that. But what is your say?
Yeah, we haven't hiked fees. The time we shall hike fees when we see a need. We have not hiked our fees yet, and if we feel we need to hike it, we are going to do that in the most appropriate order. We share with our parents the challenges and the reasons why we need to hike it, and it will go. But you see, as I've told you, that the main purpose of this school is to provide education to the vulnerable. So that is the category of people that we have, and they're managing very well with our fees, and we are living within our means. But if parents, like they did at one time, say we need this, can we contribute towards it? Then we put it on the school fees and we send it there to the permanent secretary. It will be okay, then we go ahead. It depends on why the fees has been hiked. You know, different schools have got different, they're built on different foundations, and they have different objectives, and they have different targets to meet. So if, for example, the school wants to start a big project and the parents are able to afford, and they know that they can get there with a certain figure, it is okay. They can agree on the figure and put it on the school fees, and the parents will afford, and then their projects can start. I mean, there are people here there are people in our country who pay millions of money as fees for their children, okay? And they want a certain class of education, a certain class of learning given to their children, which also comes at a cost. Now, when you tell them that is the cost of the quality of the education you're going to provide, and the fees comes to that amount, I mean, that will be it. There is no way you can say reduce and then offer the other higher quality of education. So me, I believe that school fees is increased in certain schools because of a certain standard of life that they want in the school. Are you getting it? And when they have the money, those who have the money will go there. We have USE schools. USE school doesn't mean that children will not get first grades. But you know the quality of the schools we're talking about. The government has provided the buildings, the teachers, and says, I will give 50,000 shillings per child. Are you getting it? So you work under those conditions, and you will still get the grades that they will get. Then you will find these schools which are historical schools, where they have set a standard. You don't get a 4, you don't go there. Are you getting it? So you limit the number flocking there also by hiking the school fees. Are you getting it? So you will get, because very many people can flock in. So what measures do you set to limit? So those are some of the measures that some schools undertake to limit the numbers that are flocking into their schools. Such that only those who can afford can go. By the such schools, parents even pay before the child gets into the school, and the management becomes very easy because the resources are available right from the beginning. So different schools have got different modalities of doing things.
So you supported them? Not
Depends on the reason why the fees has been increased. Are you getting it? But there are those that are business. Yeah, there are those that are business schools. Because you know the parents are able, then you hike the fees and you're doing well, and you know they will come for it, then they manipulate the parents. Those ones are really not fair at all. They're not fair.